Sprite Castle. Sprite Castle. Sprite Castle.
Mr. Rob O'Hara.
Sprite Castle.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first Sprite Castle of 2022. I hope. Oh my gosh, look at that stupid snowy scene is still there. What is going on with that? Let's see. There we go. What's going on? You had a couple things and then forget to undo them, and look what happens. That's the only thing I don't like about OBS is that every time you make a change, it's just automatically saved. So you can obviously make other changes. But you change things around or drop and drag something, and then that's just how it is. So, hope everybody had a Merry Christmas or a Happy Hanukkah or a good day off of work. whichever of those that you fall under. I'm working on the next episode of You Don't Know Flack. We're going to have some podcast scheduling changes coming up. And so I've talked a little bit about it on Patreon, but if you're not on the Patreon, what I'm going to be doing starting in 2022 is instead of doing 2 podcasts twice a month, I'm going to be doing 4 podcasts, 1 a week. And so the first Thursday, I think this is the schedule I've decided on, the first Thursday of the month, which will be tomorrow, you'll get an episode of Sprite Castle. And then the second Thursday, you'll get an episode of You Don't Know Flack, which is my podcast where I talk about all kinds of random things. And the third Thursday of the month, I'm launching a brand new podcast, which I don't think I've said the name for it, the name that I've come up with, but I'm just going to say it right now. And the name is Like a DOS, and it's going to be about DOS gaming. People associate me with the Commodore 64 because I love the Commodore 64 and grew up with the Commodore 64. But that is not the only computer that I had as a kid. I had other computers, and we had a PC Junior when I was very young. I think we got the PC Junior, in 1983. We got, whenever it was first released, we got one of the early, the very first ones came with a chiclet style keyboard, and then later they came with a real keyboard. But if you hated the chiclet keyboard, you could mail it back and get the real keyboard, and so that's what we did. But we got one of the first chiclet keyboards, so it had to be pretty early on. And we had an IBM computer in our house from that day forward. My dad got a XT and then eventually a 286, and there was always a PC in the house. So, you know, I talk about Commodore. I played Commodore games. I do all the stuff on the Commodore. But DOS, and PCs were a huge part of my life as well. And so there are a couple of DOS podcasts out there, and I've looked around that kind of do things differently than the way I plan to do it. I think Like a DOS is going to be a lot like Sprite Castle, but it'll be the PC game version of Sprite Castle. Curtis B. L. Curtis Boyle says, was that the old infrared keyboard? And yes, I believe they both were. I believe both the chiclet one and the regular one were infrared keyboards that had batteries. You had to put, I don't remember if they were AA or AAA, but you had to put batteries inside the keyboard, which was an odd thing because remote, typing was not a thing. And in fact, it was infrared technology, which was pretty much line of sight. So you couldn't take the keyboard and put it under the desk or anything else like that. So it didn't work very well, but there was a optional cable that you could use to connect it. But yeah, the old PC Junior with sidecars, and I can't remember if we had we did have, eventually we had a hard drive for our PC Junior. We had the add-on memory and the clock and all that kind of stuff. So, I have lots of good DOS memories and DOS stories. And the great thing about DOS gaming, I think, is that it covers this huge range. It's not just this little window, but you've got games that go back to the really early 80s, 81, 82, and they may be older than that, but that's kind of the earliest that I'm familiar with. And it goes all the way through, there were some Windows 3.1 games, but most Windows 3.1 games, a lot, I will say not most, but I would say, I think the majority were, you could still run from DOS, but it wasn't really until Windows 95 where you started seeing games that came out that said requires Windows 95. I was working at Best Buy at the time, and I want to say it was Magic Carpet. I could be wrong, but I think it was Magic Carpet that had a version that required Windows 95. And I remember whatever game it was, talking to a customer and holding that box up and being like, someday a lot of these games are going to say requires Windows. And it turned out a lot of them did. Curtis asked, am I going to go through editing config sys, setting interrupts for sound cards, and etc.? Well, one of the things that I'm going to talk about on the first episode is how I'm playing these games, because on the Commodore 64 early on and on the website and things like that, I have emulators for download because people may find the podcast, but they're not into emulation, or they're not into playing Commodore games or anything like that. So, you toss them a link to where the ROMs are, you toss them a link to the emulators and get them started down that road. So I'll probably go over the basics of how I'm playing this stuff. A lot of it will be done through Exodus, which is a great front end for acquiring and playing DOS games. They have you could either download the entire Exodus package, which is lots and lots of software. And it's many gigs. Or you can download this fairly light front end, and basically they have their own torrent back end of games. So you can just say, I want to play, Jumpman, and it will grab that game from their torrent and send it to you. So it's pretty ingenious how it works. And there's no configuration on your computer. Like, there is no editing, auto exec, and config sys and stuff like that. So, I'll probably talk about that. I do have the pack for the Mister. I may talk a little bit about setting up DOSBox, but not real deep technical stuff on it, but, just telling people that there's options out there. So anyway, that's going to be the third Thursday of every month will be Like a DOS. And then the last Thursday of every month, the fourth Thursday of every month, I think my plan is to finish up a podcast I started a few years ago, called Cactus Flax. And so what Cactus Flax, I think it was plural, is a podcast where one of the things I've always wanted to do was start a podcast that would have a finite number of episodes. And so what Cactus Flax was a podcast where I was going to go through every arcade game that I ever owned, which, depending on how you count, there's 50, 60, I don't know, somewhere in there. It depends on if you start counting every MVS, Neo Geo cartridge separately, which I could do. It's not fun to talk about the hardware when you do it that way, but you could talk about the game. But on that podcast, and this is really, I've decided that I want to go back into it, but I don't remember how to do it. So I'm going to have to go back and listen to the old episodes and build a script off of that and figure out a way, the format that I used to do them. So But that's, I think there are 11, 12, 13 episodes of Cactus Flax, and then it kind of died off. And so that's where I'll pick up. So I'll just be going, I think I was going alphabetically through the list of games that I owned. I have to go look and see where it picks up. But that'll be the goal. So that is the plan for this year. I'll try that for 12 months. So again, first Thursday of the month, Sprite Castle. Second Thursday of the month will be You Don't Know Flack. Third Thursday will be Like a DOS. And then the fourth Thursday will be Cactus Flax. I'm sure there will be a month or two in there with 5 Thursdays. And if that's the case, I'm taking a day off. It's work putting out all these shows. But let's go ahead and get started with tonight's game. And we've got a few variations of tonight's game. It's funny how you can mess with centering something so long, and then the minute you fire it up, you see it's not quite centered. I need to update all my backgrounds and do all that. You know, it's 2022. It's time for stuff. No, it's not hum to like a virgin. It's hum to like a boss, but it's like a dolls. Yeah. In fact, I'm still putting a theme music and all that good stuff together. You gotta have all your stuff for your podcast, you know. So let's get started here. As you can see from the top mess, or the little banner across the top there, tonight we're going to be playing Wizard of War. And we've got a few different versions of Wizard of War to go through. And let's find this one. No. Yes. Let's take a look here. Oh, wow. Look at that little directory thing. That's cool. Those Commodore people, they're always doing kooky stuff. This week's episode of Sprite Castle is going to be all about Wizard of War. And so I don't want to throw everything out on the podcast, on the stream tonight. But I can tell you, one of the things that I can tell you is that I could be wrong. Oh, look at that. There's the wizard. This is not the original intro on Wizard of War. This is something that's been added by this cracky group. That's a fun little animation they've got there. I think I'm going to drop. There we go. Just checking audio levels there. It looks pretty good. All right, let's go past this. Steel Rat could correct me, but I believe Wizard of War may be the first game that he and I ever played together, because I think he had Wizard of War on cartridge. Now, I could be wrong. I could be misremembering that. But he had a small collection of cartridges. Now, my other friend Andy had a Commodore 64 before I did, but they didn't have any cartridges. They only had discs. But Jeff had a James Bond game, if I remember correctly. He had, I think... Tapper might have been one. That seems right. Maybe Dig Dug. I don't know. But he had several cartridges. And, you know, the thing about Wizard of War, well, I'm doing too much talking, not enough playing. And this is, again, this is not, when you put in the cartridge, you did not get this cool screen. All right, save high score. I saw that this has... unlimited lives, no. Invincibility, no. Disable countdown, no. Door never shuts, no. Enemies don't shoot, no. Enemies stay visible, no. Really, I just want the real Wizard of War experience here. Excuse me. Set monster speed. No. My goodness. Copyright 1980 Midway and copyright 1983 Commodore. This was it's part of Commodore's original lineup that they released with the Commodore 64 with their cartridges. They had several cartridge games that were released, and this was one of them. Jaws, Steel Rat says that he had. I don't remember that. And yeah, he had a data set, and I had a data set. I used mine, I think, twice. That cassette loading on the Commodore was for the birds, not here in the U.S., baby. We didn't do that. Oh, he had Moon Patrol on cassette. Oh, boy, I don't remember that. I don't remember ever seeing that. Wizard of War is kind of an interesting game. The Commodore story behind it. They did get it ported over. It's actually released by Commodore, by copyright Commodore Business Machine, CBM. Yeah, if the data set lasted 15 minutes, that would be like 1/4 the time it took to load a game. I got my Commodore 64 came from my uncle, and he gave us a data set, and it was like I had it for less than a month before I got the disk drive. Hey, Jason Warrens, what's going on? Wizard of War is one of those games that you can play with one player, but it's more fun with two. I guess that guy went through there's a Pac-Man like tunnel thing that you can go through from side to side that opens and closes. When you go through it, it closes after a certain point of time. I don't want to say unsurprisingly, but conveniently, there are 6 monsters on the screen, a maximum of 6 monsters on the screen at any given time, which is convenient because with the 2 players, that makes 8, and the Commodore has 8 sprites, so that works out pretty well. Now, some of these guys, once you kill them, after you kill like 3 of the blue guys, then one of another guy appears. Some of these guys can turn invisible. Some don't turn invisible. This isn't the best place to be standing. So you can see there's that guy. Oh, no. The controls are kind of weird because, like, if I'm right here, if I press up, it goes to the next spot where I can go up. And so you always have to be... Oh, boy, this guy's going to... Here's my plan. I'd like to get him up here to the top. Oh, geez. Notice he's invisible. So this guy can turn invisible, as can the next guy, which is the red guy. This is bad news. He's getting mad. This guy and also the red guy can teleport. All right, let's get off that one. This game is... now you only have 10 seconds, I think, maybe 20 seconds. I think it's 10 seconds to come out of your little hidey hole there, or it will push you out of the little hidey hole there. And you don't want that to happen. Oh, no. I got you. Now, about this time, if I were playing with Jeff, is when I would think I would have a shot lined up on these bad guys, and then Jeff would shoot me because I wasn't paying attention. So, like many 2-player co-op... Oh, see, you touched me. Now you gotta wait. If it'll push you out, and then you'll be dead. Like that. Oh, boy. I think one of the greatest... oh, he shot me right in the belly. Oh, no. This game does support the Magic Voice card. I'm going to talk all about that on tomorrow's episode of Sprite Castle. Oh, this is actually letting me type. That's cool. game was developed before the release of the Magic Voice Cart, actually. So they had a prototype of the Magic Voice Cart. The Magic Voice Cart is a cartridge that plugs into the Commodore 64 and allows speech synthesis. If you know how to do it, basically. If you don't know how to do things in machine language and make your own voices and all this stuff, then there's a built-in vocabulary of, I think it's 235 words, 250 words, something like that. And you can just build sentences based on the built-in words. So they don't really mention that in the, they just mention. Also, the way that it outputs audio is very interesting. It basically has a analog in and analog out. And so you run the audio from your Commodore to the audio in. So you run the audio out of your 64 into this cartridge, and then you run the audio out of your cartridge into your speakers or your monitor or whatever. So it's basically a pass-through device that's adding the speech, but not actually. It's adding the speech independently, I guess is how I would say it. So it's very interesting. There is a version of Wizard of War. I might track it down here. I did not download it, but someone several years ago released a hacked or updated version of Wizard of War that where they look at that. Look at that. Get over there. Where they put the speech, and it's not exactly the same as the Magic Voice, but they put the speech back into the game so it will play the voice without needing the Magic Voice cart. And it's not exactly the same, but it's pretty good. And you got to watch your radar because these guys will turn invisible on you. They'll also come at you. There we go. Alright. Where's red guy? Oh, see, I got 2 yellow guys and 1 red guy. Not really where you want to be. See, these long hallways will get you because, oh boy. Oh, come on now. You can't multi-fire also. Where is he at? Behind me or in front of me? Come on. The music always kind of reminded me of Space Invaders. Oh, he's coming behind me. Look at that. Now here comes the wizard. Oh no, this is the moth guy. Booyah. Bullet for ya. Oh, it's the double scored dungeon. So the double scored dungeon, by the way, that's when you get the 5th note. For some reason, on the other ones you get da 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 da. But on that one you get da 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 da. Oh no, he shot me. Oh, he shot me. All right, is there an invisible guy there? No. Okay. He's coming though. All right, there's only there's 4. Tension's mounting. The music is getting up there. Oh no 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 no! So I think every good 2-player co-op style game has to have the feature that. It's not just the fact of whether or not you can work co-op or... Okay, there should be... Okay, now I got the yellow guys. If I could get him over here, that'd be fantastic. Oh. Come on. See, now they'll come from the other way. Come on. I don't want them to come at the same time because one will shoot and one won't. Alright. Ah! 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 Alright, let's go with this guy. I'm watching him. Oh no. Golly. I was trying to turn around and trick him. This is a fun game. But anyway, on two-player co-op mode, the thing that makes it fun is you have to be able to work in co-op. You have to be able to kill the other character. But the third is that you have to be able to make it where you're going to accidentally kill the other character, because that's where the fun comes in. I mean, that's where these games, I think, come alive. Is it's not just on, say on Joust, where you say, I'm gonna, I'm gonna attack my friend, or I'm not gonna attack my friend, that sort of thing like that, right? But you have to be able to do it accidentally, because that's the fun thing, is being able to trying to find this Wizard of War that has the speech samples added, if I can find it. But you have to be able to do it accidentally, because that's the thing. If if it just sets you out and you can kill each other, well, you go, okay, well, that's one thing, but you have to be able to make it look like an accident first. So I'm not finding that version that I was looking for. Let me look. Our games, C64 assembly. Let's take a look here and see. If I can find it here real quick. I don't see it, so I may have to. Yeah, but so Plan B comes around. Once like either by accident, or usually what I like to do is pretend it's an accident. You go, whoops, I accidentally hit you. I didn't mean to hit you in Joust. So that was always my trick. Jeff is much more direct and to the point. He would just kill me. Jeff would not pretend that he was killing me on accident. So let's try the C64. We'll do one last search here. Wizard of War. Sounds from Wizard of War. Well, I don't see it. So, all right. Well, let's play a little bit more Wizard of War, and then we got a couple other versions of Wizard of War to look at. And like I said, tomorrow's episode of Sprite Castle will be all about Wizard of War. So we'll be talking even more about Wizard of War tomorrow. All right. This version is, let's say not arcade authentic, but gosh, it's close. It's really good. And especially for the time it was released. You know what I mean? Like, this is 1983. So this isn't like one of those, like Berserk. Oh, facing the wrong way. They released a version of Berserk, but it was done like, I don't remember, like in 2018 or something like that. You know what I mean? So, of course it was good. All right, red dude. It does have a Space Invaders kind of feel to it, What's up, Big Aaron? How are you, my friend? We are playing some Wizard of War. This is almost like vague booking, which I don't like vague booking, and so I hate to even bring this out. Oh, I shot the bullet. I hate to even bring it up. Should I bring it up? Oh no! Watch out! Watch out! But while researching the show and researching the guys that worked on it, I found a really bad article. Like a crime that somebody involved in the game was involved in. And, it just has nothing to do with the game, so I don't think I'm going to put it in the podcast episode. I'm just going to leave it out. But yeah, it was pretty jarring to read. If you're on the Discord, now the Discord's not the place for that news. The Discord is a little too family friendly, but you know what? If you're on the Patreon, let's do that. If you're on the Patreon, I'll write a little article about it. Yeah, you don't want to know about it, really. I didn't want to, I don't know. They say don't meet your heroes or whatever. That's why I never meet anybody. That's kind of presumptuous. You're a hero. I'm like, that's why I don't meet anybody. That came out funny. I like meeting people. Why don't you come over here, Mr. Blue Jeans? There's a little bullet for your belly. Guy's invisible. Alright, where's that guy? He's on the top. Oh boy. Oh! The bugbear got me. Alright, let's get those guys right out of my house. Come on, which way are you going? Up, down, up, down, up, down, up. Up, down. Oh no, up, up, no, down, no. Okay, let's get over here. Oh no. I didn't mean to do that. Where are you going? Where are you going? Come on now. How about this? Nope. How about this? Come up this way. Come up this way. God. Oh, tricked you. Oh no. Oh no, here comes the Mothman. That's the Mothman. Oh boy. He got away. Mothman got away. The Wolf game. You know what? In all my research of everything that I could find on this game, I could not find why they changed the name. Why they changed it to WOR. And in fact, even your characters are warriors, WOR, and not warriors with an A, And so, look at that. Cleaning house. How about this? Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh yeah, you want some? You want some, alien friend? But, in retrospect, it's brilliant marketing because it's an original spelling, and that is something that I often joke about online. There's a band, an old band from the 70s called The THE space THE. When the named their band, I bet they never thought about a Google index search. They were like, oh, people will just go to the record store and find the, which is great, but not on Google. The band Live. You ever tried to search for band Live? That's terrible. The Who is another one. So there's just these things that are not Google or internet search friendly. And so I think if the name of this game was just Wizard of War with an A, it might be harder to find. Oh, that's that weird little directional glitch I was talking about. If you're just like, you know, oh, no, wrong way, Melvin. There you go. Okay. Okay, we got a couple left. A lot of them are invisible. Who do we got left? These two? Oh no, there's 4. Jeez. That guy. Oh. Alright, come on over. Come get some. Get some! Ah. Alright. Sometimes I like to do tricks. I don't know if it's the if it is in the algorithm, but I'll be like, hey, my back's facing you. You know what I mean? Like, maybe you could come over here and get me in the back. And then I go, ha-ha, and I turn around. I don't think it really cares. Especially since they seem to be kind of going the same little pattern. Come get some. Okay, now, oh, there's red invisible guy, and he got me. I saw him on the radar, and then he got me right in the face. All right, now, okay, Mothman. Where are you coming, Mothman? How about this? Oh, Mothman! Oh. Oh, I just put an end to the Mothman prophecy. Oh, double score dungeon with the 5th note. Me. I don't know what note that is. I put on my New Year's list, learn how to play the guitar. I know how to play the guitar with like bar chords and poking out notes and stuff, but I don't know like basic chords. I don't know all that stuff. And so I put that on my resolutions, and then I took it off at the last minute because I thought, what am I going to do? Like, I'm going to sit around the house and be like, welcome to the jungle. Like, I'm not going to be in a band. I'm going to be 50 in 2 years. Like, the dream is over. So... Dungeons. You know what? Boat's gonna love the Like a DOS game or Like a DOS podcast because I'll think of all the dungeon crawlers. They're gonna be on DOS. Scrolling back here, Aaron said he owned the arcade machine. My friend Rob Sherwin owns this arcade machine. I don't know that I ever saw one of these for sale. It seems like a game that would be a pain in the butt just because it's so old. So you're probably dealing with old school. Like, I don't know what the voltage is on these old Midway games. I don't know if it was a pain in the butt or not to own. Dungeons on the C64. You know, there's supposed to be a new Rogue 64, and I don't think it came out yet. But any day now. They could be the wizards. They could be warriors. That's true. I mean, if you're locked in a dungeon with a bunch of giant monsters that are bigger than you that go invisible, worrying seems perfectly valid. I would say this. Aaron mentioned the Bally Astrocade version. This is. I saw that on one of your streams. I think you guys played that, and yeah, it is. It's a fantastic version. I agree with you. It's probably the best Bally Astrocade game. Aardvark mentioned that it'd be interesting to see the pattern logic of the enemies. I agree with that. I'm always fascinated. I remember the original Pac-Man, of course, when people figured out what the logic of the ghosts were, they found the places where you could hide or that you would know. I was never that good. But I do think that's interesting, the AI that's behind the characters or whatever. Gornfeld, I only play distorted guitar. I'm not an acoustic guy. I'm not just going to be sitting around a campfire playing Kumbaya. That's not me. I mean, if it doesn't have what's up, Pixels at Dawn? What's going on? Raid! How come I don't have a raid thing that goes off? I should have a fun raid thing. So, you know what? Since we got new people coming in, I feel like I bet I could play that on guitar. And plus, I got to play guitar so I can help Boat and Aaron, or more specifically, Boat, work on their Patreon songs. I'm going to put together a whole virtual Patreon band, like a virtual band. It's just a bunch of me's playing music and stuff. I could do that. I could help out. All right, let's... Oh, look at that. He escaped right when I was going to blow him away. Come get some. All right, where's yellow guy? Oh, he's right there. Where's red guy? He's right there. In case you missed Aaron's New Year's Eve ball, I don't know that we could call that singing. I just watched the second episode of the Book of Boba Fett, which I will not spoil. I'm not a spoiler guy, so don't worry. I will not spoil today's episode. But there's a part where they capture a guy, and Fett says, "I don't torture them." But I think some of Aaron's New Year's Eve karaoke might have qualified as close to torture as one might want to get. There was some pretty bad, towards the end. My wife came in. Sometimes I put on videos for the cats. And she said, is that something? Oh, it's the Wizard of War. Wizard of War. I got the wizard. I got the wizard. Oh, the wizard. Oh, my gosh. Oh, that's going to be my highest score right there. Oh. You know, Boat had us all going one time. He told us that the Patreon song was going to be Bohemian Rhapsody. And I was curious to see how he was going to pull that off. Not just with the multiple voices, but, you know, then switching out all the lyrics as he does with the Patreon supporters. You know, I used to do a bit on my podcast, and I've talked about this before, that I'm a little too sensitive, and sometimes when people complain about things, I will change the podcast based on a single complaint. I've done that many times. And I had a couple of complaints from people who did not like that I was basically rickrolling them with my list of Patreon supporters. I do... where's Mothman? Come on, Mothman. Oh no! Invisible Man was still there. Ugh. Come on, Invisible Man. Come on over and get some. It's alright. Don't feel so bad about being invisible. There you go. Okay, alright, hold on. I gotta think too hard right now. I see you. I want to kill you. You gotta come out sooner or later. Alright, which way are you going? You're going this way? No. You're going that way. Oh, and it's the Wizard of War. The Wizard, the Wizard, the Wizard. Oh, God. Oh, gosh. Oh, look, I was gonna get him. Did I get him? Or did he get me? I think he... Oh. I got him, I think. I don't know. It was so close. So yeah, that Patreon gimmick. I mean, I literally got a couple complaints of people being rickrolled, and so I was like, you know what? Maybe that's not fair. And then I kind of moved it. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. What I plan to do is, oh, that was close. You guys got me talking about stuff, and I almost got Wizard Award. I almost got awarded to death. Oh, come up. Come up for air, Diver Dan. Come on. I see you at the bottom, but you're coming up. I'm coming up to get a shot in the face. Oh, okay. Where this is a good spot to be for old Mothra. Come on, Mothra. Come on. Oh, you tried to get me on the backside, but it didn't work. I killed you. That was kind of like harmonizing. It's part of my training for the electric guitar. Yeah. So I had people that were actually, it seemed like they were legitimately, oh, there's a guy in my face. Why didn't y'all tell me there's a guy in front of me? The people that seemed like they were legitimately upset over the Patreon thing. So I thought, well, I'll change it. But now the problem that I was having with the videos going onto YouTube is that my 8-bit songs are all getting flagged. And so instead of getting $3 a month in ads, I'm only getting $2 a month now, or $1 a month. So I think I was going to kill 2 birds with one stone and do it at the end and then play the song over the Patreon list. So that seemed like that would be a good idea, but I don't know. There's always, there's no, look at that. Oh, Mothra. Oh, the wizard. Oh, no. Oh, no, Shima. I've never, oh, it says escaped. He got away. All right. So you don't lose a man, but, oh my gosh. Oh, look at how fast they are when they start. By the way, this is my highest game, like tenfold, I think, since I've been started playing tonight. This is, I mean, I don't want to say that I'm the king of Wizard of War, but I'll, if you want to say it for me, like, I'm not stopping you. But I am saying that it's, like, someone might want to call Guinness World Records, because this is going pretty well. I'll tell you one thing that I found while researching the podcast that I'm a little confused about. On Moby Games, I found on Moby Games, which, by the way, I've found many, oh, I was trying to shoot you in the face, sir. Oh! I don't want to say many times, because that's a disservice to Moby Games based on the amount of... Did I just type... Oh, okay, I thought I typed rub. Look at that. I'm over twice the highest score that I got tonight. That was a good game. But anyway, I have found lots of... If you spend any time at all looking up stuff on Moby Games, you find stuff wrong all the time. Copyright dates off by a year, here or there, publishing stuff, ports that aren't listed. There's a lot of inaccuracies on Moby Games. Moby Games is 100%, and I won't say 100%, but the majority is crowd driven. So, people put in bad information, and then there's mistakes, and then you can correct them and stuff, but it's just it's like Wikipedia, like you can't take it for gospel, that's what I'm saying. And so anyway, I saw on Moby Games under the trivia for Wizard of War, it says the home version of these games came with a note that said the first X amount of people will win a prize if you're the first person to beat the game. But I'm trying to figure out what version that applies to, because most of the versions that I looked up seem to go on forever. Like, I don't know that you can beat the Commodore 64 version of Wizard of War. I think like every 6, after you get to a certain point, it just repeats like every 6 levels or something like that. So I'm not really sure what level or what version just has a finite number of levels. I don't know. So that's one of those things that, and I'll mention it in that context on tomorrow's podcast. You could say, hey, this is what I found online, but I'm not able to validate that. By the way, 2 things. Number one, Jim Leonard is the founder of Moby Games. Jim was on my forum for a long time. I think he moved on because he realized that we were all dummies. But Jim Leonard is a genius. he released, gosh, what were those? Mind Candy, which is a series. There's Mind Candy is 2 DVDs, and the third one is a Blu-ray. And they are IBM PC. Well, one's IBM PC demos, and the second one's Amiga demos. And they're DVDs, and you can just watch them at home. And he is like an expert at capturing video and like, you know, like it's not just like some moron just hooking up a video card and an S video and recording it. I mean, like he goes through all this stuff to make sure that it's exactly cycle perfect and all this. And he runs all of his stuff off the original hardware. So if you're into old school demos, the Mind Candy ones are really good. I might have those. I mean, I do have them. I might have them somewhere, Gornfeld, if you need them again. But yeah, they're really good. And then the third one is Blu-ray, and just the quality and stuff on it's really good. They were actually, I think you could download the DVD ones for free off of his website. I think he posted them online, but I'm not sure if he has. I think he has the Twitter account Moby Games, but Jim Leonard, good guy, does a lot of great stuff for the community, a lot of PC based projects. So there's my plug for Jim Leonard. Nice guy. Okay, we have Ward the Wizard here. As much as we're going to war him, but I want to. For the second thing we're going to do here is I'm going to put in a different version of Wizard of War. Some of you, if you know your Commodore history, then you may know about the Commodore Max. Now, I am not qualified to really talk about the Commodore Max, but here's what I'll tell you. The Commodore Max, and I'm going to put all this in air quotes because I think all this information is right, but if anybody wants to fact check me, feel free. The Commodore Max was a computer that was released in Japan between the VIC-20 and the Commodore 64. It has some of the same hardware as the Commodore 64. I believe it has like the same SID chip and the same graphics and things like that. But it doesn't have all the same ports on the back, and it doesn't have a serial port, I believe, or a user port. So you can't hook a disk drive up to it. It was really cartridge driven. And it was supposed to be this step between, you know, the VIC-20 and the Commodore 64, but it was like the same price as I mean, it was priced in between the two. And here's the thing, it didn't last. It didn't last at all. And so, oh, isn't that cool that they put that stuff in the directory? That was really cool. So anyway, this is so when they released the Commodore Max, again in Japan, they only released a, let's see, check the connections of the VIC-64, make sure the cartridge is firmly seated. Yeah, they called it the VIC-64, I think, in the manual is one of the things. Oh, that is the Nasty Pirates vessel right there. Sailing away. Look at that. And so they released a version of Wizard of War for, yes, there you go, 1982 Japan Commodore Max. Save high score, no. Unlimited lives, no. Invincibility, no. So when they released this, so this came out before the Wizard of War that we played just a minute ago. This says F1 or button on joystick to start. Okay, so that's good. So this version came out first. It came out for the Commodore Max on cartridge. And then when the Commodore 64 was released and they still had these rights for Wizard of War, they were like, we're not re-releasing this. We're doing an entirely new port, which is the port that we played a few minutes ago. So this is Wizard of War It is copyright Commodore. It is licensed, but this was the version that was released for the Commodore Max. So, as you can see, the graphics are not as good. The sound is not as good. Oh boy. Definitely, I mean, like, there's no walking animation there. Ooh, much harder. Oh boy. You don't get your little save zone there to come out. Look how terrible I did. Let's try this again. You can shoot the bullets. Let's see if I can outshoot them. The colors are not accurate. I mean, there's a giant green booger looking guy up there. Oh boy. No, not by HAL. It's by Commodore. It's literally a CBM Commodore Business Machine release. It sounds like HAL, when he was short-circuiting, might have programmed the music. Come on, bro. Look, this would be a good place to come out. Good Lord, that music's getting old. Oh. Well, that seems like a good AI pattern. Just to hide in the corner. Golly. That is true, yeah. You know, if they did work on it, it's not in the credits. I'll say that. There they come. All right, let's get lined up. Good gravy. Yeah, definitely not as good. Definitely not as good. Although I am not taking guitar lessons, I feel like if I had a keyboard, I could probably play that. Just go. So anyway, this is the version for the yeah, you know, so the funny thing about games like this is the difference for me was, did you download it for free or did you pay, you know, at that time, I don't know what this would have been, $30 game, which in today's money is probably closer to $50. So, you know, you're paying half of $100. Which is like, you know, the price of the new Grand Theft Auto or something like that. So, you know, if you paid $50 and you brought this home, first of all, you'd probably cry for about 2 hours, but you wouldn't just play it for, you know, a few seconds. You'd keep playing it over and over and over because you spent that money, you know? And so that was definitely a big difference. The stuff that I was going to say the games that I paid money for, which is like zilch. But later in life, you know, the games that I invested in, I tell you another example is books. I download tons and tons of ebooks. You know, some of them, you know, on the level, some of them, you know. But when I buy a book, when I have a physical book sitting right here, I will just read it and read it again and hang on to it. And I have books that are, you know, that I've had for 20 years or 30 years. And of course, I'm just looking around and they're all just like slightly out of reach. But I mean, I have books like right there, you know, books that I bought in high school and I still have them. They're right there. Where an ebook that I downloaded for free just doesn't have the value. You know, it just doesn't have that thing where you just want to hang on to it. And it's not necessarily because it's virtual, it's because it was free. You know, it's the same thing with, MP3s and all that. I mean, how many of us bought an album that as a kid that we still think about, but you know, when you had Napster, you just download stuff and then just delete it. Who cares, you know? So, yeah, I mean, something like this, like, Ricky, I'm with you. I think I would be mad if I paid $50 for this game. Look at that. The Wizard of War is a dude in a red robe and he's mystery points or mystery pits, as one might say. All right, we're going to move on to the third game. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is one that I haven't played. But I've read the reviews and they're very good. And this is a game released in 2021. And look at this directory. When I click on it, it shows me what a tiny little preview of it. Excess. The finest piracy since October 1991. 30 years more than you deserve. Cracking Group's always had that certain amount of bravado that I love to see on this stuff. So, again, I hope everybody had a good Christmas, a good New Year. I hope everybody's off to a good start in 2022. Oh, look at that. That's pretty. Good looking raster bars. I love a good looking scroll bar. All right. Could listen to that all day, but I won't. All right. What do we got here? Excess. Space down. Page forward, Commodore up, reset to start, jump to end, run, stop, fire. All right. So this is Pac-Wor, a game released in 2021, which is a combination of two games. It is a combination of Pac-Man and Wizard of War. Look, there is a Pac-Wor pill. That's funny. You got extra life, there's directions. The first player controlled by joystick in port 1, second player is in port 2. Shift lock to start, return. Try to pick up the Pac-Wor pill so that you can eat a lot of monsters. Well, thank you for that tip. If you and your partner are playing against each other, make sure to pick up the Pac-Wor pill before you play. All right. I'm wondering if you'll be able to shoot in this. That's what I don't know. We're gonna find out. Oh, I thought I did it. Okay, run, stop, fire. I thought this would get me. Space down. Or down goes page. Oh. Okay, so right. Let me try the other port here. There we go. We'll jump back to port 1 now. Unlimited lives, no. Player is invincible, no. Press Commodore key to skip, no. Gates always open, no. All right. Pac-Wor 2021. So far, it looks a lot like Wizard of War. Oh, that doesn't. There's of course, you have the Gar War, the Burr War, the Thor War, but then I did see the Pac-Wor. Is that instead of the Wizard of War? I'm not sure. Let me go back and look here. No, there's two Pac-Wars in the pill. Oh, maybe it is. All right. So I cannot shoot. All right, so where's the power pill? Oh, I see it. It's up there at the top. So it's like Pac-Man, except for that the ghosts turn invisible. I mean, oh, ran right into him. This is trippy. Okay. Boy, that guy's fast. I mean, because basically it's Pac-Man with 6 ghosts. Boy, I mean, there's not a lot of time between them turning flashing and going back to ghost mode. Well, now I see why the high scores are so low. I mean, I don't know if they know who they're talking to. Wizard of War World Champion 10 minutes ago. I was at 37,000. Yeah, that's hey, Drazu, nice to see you in here. Oh my gosh. Ran right into that guy's booty. Boy, you got to really plan out your path with 6 guys. Oh. I'm playing with a not my favorite controller. Okay. I'm going to use the old technique of getting that and then just getting as many power pills as possible. Alright. I saw a guy down here. Okay. Oh! Oh! Whoa, that seemed glitchy. Did you see that? That was interesting. The old Flacco should have been deado on that. I think we found a bug. And the bug... I'm trapped. Oh no. Oh, is that what it was? They had respawned? But I didn't know that I'd killed any. I'll take it. I'll take it, but... Okay. No. Can't do that. Oh, I thought I could squeeze by there. I saw him, and I just thought I could make it through. That should put me on the old high scoreboard. Yeah, 1 power pill and 6 monsters. That's tough. New high score. Now, this is like the original on the Commodore 64. The original. The other one that we played, that first one that we played, has been hacked because it was originally a cartridge game. And so it tracked high scores, but it didn't let you put your name in because it didn't matter because it wasn't going to save it anyway. And so this is more like the original cartridge where it tracks the high scores, but it doesn't let you put your initials in. All right. I feel like, how you feel like in life, like, there's a difference between, oh boy. Like if something's never been done, then you're like, I don't know, it's not, maybe it's not possible, But once you know it's been done, then it can be done. Once you've seen it done or you've done it, that's some pretty kooky logic. But if you follow what I'm saying, and what I'm saying is that I know I can beat this first level because I beat the first level before. Okay. Now, power pill, now. Boy, it doesn't last long for having 6 ghosts. I keep calling them ghosts. We know that they're Wizard of War monsters. I'm hoping that at some point they don't start shooting. Oh. No. Oh, no. No, no. No, no. I'm trying to get this upper left corner. And then when they come up there, oh gosh. Yeah, what other games could you combine? Dig Dug Defender? Where you fly back and forth, and then when you find an enemy ship, you pump them up with air and blow them up. That would be fun. What about Frogger Donkey Kong, which is just like Frogger, except for when you get close to the other side, somebody's just hurling barrels at you. That would be a difficulty, an added difficulty. I'm going to try to beat that second level one more time, but... Alright. I saw on my little... I checked a website of what's out that's streaming today, and of course... Book of Boba Fett episode 2 is streaming, but I guess yesterday the new Ghostbusters Afterlife is now streaming, which I have not seen. I haven't seen it, so I was going for the power pill. Look at that. Space Invaders and Asteroids is kind of like Astro Smash. Yeah, you know what it would always remind me of? I always liked Mega Mania. It was such a simple type game. It was Space Invaders, but with, different patterns of things coming down, All right. One more try, and then we're going to call it here. Yeah, that's what I hear about the new Ghostbusters, I think. I'll tell you one thing. I'll let you guys discuss it. But there's a box set that was recently released. It is a 6 CD box set that says it's the complete soundtrack audio CD. So it's 6 audio CDs. And it says the complete soundtrack for all Ghostbusters movies. And it has the soundtracks for Ghostbusters 1, Ghostbusters 2, and Ghostbusters Afterlife. And it does not have the soundtrack for the Ghostbusters, and I forget what the name of it, maybe it was just Ghostbusters. But the one that had the all-women cast. So I think there were some people that were happy about that, and some people were pretty upset. Of course, on the internet, people always get upset, But there were some people that said they really did a disservice to Ghostbusters fans by not including that on the list. And then some people said, oh, look at that, level 1, dungeon 1 in the bag. But do I have it in me to get dungeon 2? Probably not. But I would like to, but I don't feel like I have it. I have the skills. I got nunchuck skills. I got hacking skills. Shut up, Napoleon. But do I have Wizard of War skills? I don't know. Doesn't seem that's... Oh, no. That I would, but maybe. Okay, we're going to go for it. So, I don't know. Some people were upset that oh, look at that, gosh. Some people were, seemed to be, look, that's my best score, though. Some people were pretty upset that the all-female Ghostbusters was not included in the box set. That it's just films 1, 2, and 4. So, you know what? If you look long and hard enough on the internet, you can find people mad about just about anything, whether it's the third Ghostbusters movie or the way that I used to do my Patreon lists. Somebody will be mad. So, man, welcome to 2022. Thank you guys for still coming out. I liked that Ghostbusters. I thought it was okay. I thought it was fun. I just thought it was kind of, I didn't, here's the thing. People were like, well, I don't like it because I don't like those ladies or whatever. It had nothing to do with that. I didn't like it because I don't like every single reboot. I don't like don't like reboots, like I thought it was okay. So I don't know why they don't continue the story. So that's why I didn't care for it, But it's not a reboot. Star Wars: The Book of Boba Fett, playing now on Disney Plus. I should get a plug. I should get money for that. That'd be nice. So anyway, thanks everybody for jumping on. Where's my other button over here? I got my little interface button that SteelRat built for me. I can just press buttons now and switch scenes. It's pretty awesome. Guy is a genius. Don't let him tell you otherwise. Anyway, let's take a look here and see who made it to the end. Oh my gosh, we got Aardvark in here. We got a 10. Cartoon Head George. Is that George has a cartoon head? Or, I guess that's what that would be. I like that. Commander Root. Drezu 77. Folked. Hank Plovercraft. Oh, no, Plovercraft. That's it. Hank P. Lovecraft. It's H.P. Lovecraft. That's funny. Till Cthulhu gets me. Jason Warren's in here. L. Curtis Boyle in his house. L. Gornveld, Mr. Cola, Picard. What's up, Picard? Isn't it late for you or early for you? I can never tell. I think it's late for you guys. Pixels at Dawn. I know it's late for you, my friend. Retro Gamer Nation. Hello, the Robot Doctor. Robot Doctor 82, by the way, got his name because he used to repair Chuck E. Cheese animatronics, which I am going to lie and start putting that on my resume because I think that is the coolest job I could think of ever having. Being like, of course, it's a certain age. Like if you tell my kids, hey, I used to work at Chuck E. Cheese, they'd be like, lame. Like, oh my God, you what? You worked on the go-karts? Like, no, freaking robots, But that is that's a cool gig. We got Retro Gamer Nation in the house. Santa Claus Gift, Steel Rat, of course, Steve Burtz, and 1010 supporting forever. So thank you guys. Hey, if you liked the first episode of Boba Fett, this is what I'm saying right now. I think the second episode of Boba Fett is maybe the greatest hour of Star Wars I've ever seen. And I don't say that lightly. It was so good. I got a little bit of a problem I can't talk about. I don't want to spoil things, but they're going on this thing of humanizing the Tusken Raiders, and I get it, they need to do it for the story, but it's tough because what we've been presented about Tusken Raider and Tusken Raider culture, Sand People, all along is that they're not very nice people. They're basically savage animals that just look like people, so the fact that they're trying to humanize them and all this, like, I like that they're doing it. And I guess it was Obi-Wan that said, some things are true from a certain point of view. So they've definitely, but they're definitely changing. I don't know if they're retconning Tusken Raiders or if it's just we've never seen this part of them before. But good stuff. So anyway, next week, tomorrow in your podcatcher. So make sure you have it on iTunes. If you just want the old school, the RSS, direct RSS feed, you can get it from podcast.robohara.com. That's where all the episodes are, all the show notes and everything like that. But tomorrow in the evening, you should get a new episode of Sprite Castles. That will be week 1. And then next week, we'll talk about it when we stream then, but next week we should have... You Don't Know Flack. Then the third week of the month, you'll be getting Like a DOS. Now, by the way, on both on iTunes and on my website, there's a thing called Robcasts. It is a master feed. It's on iTunes somewhere. I've got links to it on the website, but that's just one feed where you can get all my shows, so all 4 shows plus throwback reviews and whatever else. So you get all those. But the third week of the month will be Like a DOS, a new DOS gaming podcast where we play DOS games and talk about DOS stuff. And I've got a lot of DOS nostalgia, just like Commodore stuff. So that should be really fun. And then the fourth Thursday will be Cactus Flax, where I am going through, I'm going to repick that up. I'll be going through the arcade games that I used to own, be giving some technical details, telling some stories, where I bought them, how much I paid for them, when I sold them, the whole story of each arcade game that I owned. And maybe on that week, when that comes out, maybe on the stream, I'll be playing that arcade game on MAME. You never know. So lots of games, lots of podcasts, lots of streams, and most of all, lots of love for all you guys. I'm super happy to see everybody back. I wouldn't be doing this without you. I mean, if I could, I just wouldn't need a camera or a microphone. It'd just be me sitting and talking to myself. Hey, what about that game? You like that one? Pretty good. It would be a terrible show. So thank you guys for coming in, and I will see you guys all next Wednesday. Take care, everybody.